Hello, my name's Kevin. This is Dirty 20 Gaming, and it's been a very long time since I did one of these. Okay, so why did I do another one of these after so long? Because I said, and I've said a couple of times, I wasn't going to make these just to be creating content. I was only going to do them if there was a reason, and it had to be a good reason. It had to be something important. And for this one, I have to thank Michael over at Dead Aussie Gamer for the inspiration for this one because he recently reminded me. And here it is. And some of you are not going to like it. DMs, GMs, narrators, whatever you call yourselves. This is not your story. I'll say that again. It's not your story. We, as the DMs, are the plot, the NPCs, the whole world. In short, we're the background. But we are not the protagonist of this story. It's not about us. It's about the characters. And because of that, the story belongs to the players. They decide where the characters go and what they do. They decide what's important and what's not important. And if they break our plot, that's okay because it's their story. So if you look over that screen and your party doesn't know the plot, if they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, if they've stopped trying to be creative, if they show up uninspired to play, or worse, they just don't show up at all, they're just going through the motions. Worse yet, if they're leaving the game, it might, not guaranteed, but it might be because they don't feel they have enough player agency. They feel like their choices don't matter, like it's not their story. So, a quick aside for those of us who stream as well, I don't think the viewers show up to see our worlds. I don't believe that they show up to drool over my pretty maps or ogle at my unbelievable knowledge of lore. They tune in, I think, to see the players interact with each other and with the NPCs. They tune in to see the characters suffer, succeed, and save the world. So are you guilty? I know I have been many, many times, and I probably will be again many more times in the future. But I came up with kind of a mini checklist to help me check myself, so I'm going to share that. Do your players always have choices? Or is there only one mission at a time? Have your players come up with a plan? If not, is it because they feel there's no point because you're going to do whatever you're going to do, or that there's no need because you're going to tell them what to do? Do they know their overall objective? I know that sounds like a ridiculous question, but I have seen campaigns where the players had no idea what their characters were trying to do. Do you, and these ones are awful, do you say no to character ideas or shoot down creative solutions because it would wreck the story? Don't do that. Do you take away items or abilities from a character to rebalance the scenario? Don't do that. You can fix a broken character. That's a different thing altogether. But taking away an ability or a skill or something from a character just because it broke the plot, not a good plan in my ideas. And here's a big one. Do most of your games just sort of fade away over time? Do you get lots of player turnover? Lots of people that don't show up regularly? If you answered yes to some, all, or most of these, you might want to reconsider your idea of what your job is as a DM. The good thing is, there's a really simple solution. There really is, and it's really simple. Write Sandbox with a plot adventures. I did a video a long ways back called Railroads in a Sandbox. The basic premise is there's an open world and the players can go anywhere and encounter anything they want and experience everything that has been built into that world. But at various points, things are going to happen to them, no matter where they go. Great example. I have decided as a GM that a rogue is going to try and steal a magic item from one of the characters. It doesn't matter which of 10 cities they go to. It doesn't matter which of 5 continents they go to. That rogue is going to show up and is going to try and steal that thing. So, in a sense, it's a railroad. There's no way they can get away from that road. But in a much bigger sense, it's a sandbox because they can go anywhere in the world. Anyway, back to this. Don't write solutions. I know it's tempting to write one way for your players to get out of a problem. That's not your job. Create a reasonable problem. Think of it as defending the castle. Create reasonable and logical defenses and let the players figure out how the characters overcome them. Let the players solve your problem. If you are a DM who feels like it is your job to beat or beat up on your players, that is problematic in this scenario, because if you are taking away all of their agency and then just pummeling them, there's no reason for them to stay. And remember, put it on a piece of paper and stick it to the inside of your DM's screen. It's not your story. Your job is to help the players tell the character's story. If that messes up your plan, pardon me, but deal with it. Improv your way out of the situation, rewrite your script, rebuild your world if necessary. But deal with it. If they break your plot, deal with it. So, and this is a hard one for me, check your ego at the door. This isn't about you. Trust your players. It's about them. And help the characters tell their stories. Build a sandbox. Invite all your friends to come and play in it with you. Stop telling them where to put their toys. That's it. Until next time, please be nice to each other. Bye.